How does one calendar relate to another? In our previous lesson, we talked about calendars, especially base, project, and resource calendars. In this lesson, we are going to discuss one important topic: how calendars relate to one another. Let's discuss that now. By default, all calendars in our project are controlled by the project calendar setting. However, we can change a task or resource calendar, so this type of change is referred to as an exception. It's important that you understand which setting takes precedence, so let's look at a few points now. The first main point to know is with no other settings made, the base calendar template we select for the project calendar controls the working times and days of all tasks and resources. If we make changes in the working hours for a resource assigned to a task, those settings take precedence over the project calendar for that resource and the task calendar. Likewise, if we assign a different base calendar for a task, that calendar takes precedence over the project calendar for that task. If we apply one calendar to a resource and a different calendar to a task that the resource is assigned to, Project 2007 uses only common hours to schedule the resource. For example, if the task calendar allows work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the resource calendar allows work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., the resource works from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is the only period the calendars have in common. We can set a task to ignore the resource calendar settings by opening the Task Information dialog box. These points are the basics in calendar. Each and every project manager has to know these points. So with these relations, the calendars can relate to one another. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss assigning a calendar to a task. Assign a calendar to a task. Calendars are what Microsoft Office Project 2007 uses to schedule our project. Typically, calendars are assigned to resources so that project can track when resources are available to work on tasks to which they are assigned. By default, tasks are scheduled based on the project calendar. To define unique or specific exemptions for working time and non-working time, we can create a task calendar. We have the Project 2007 open. Double-click on any tasks here to open up the Task Information dialog box. Now we have the Task Information dialog box open. Click on Advanced tab here. We have the Calendar option here. Click on the drop-down here to view the options available in the calendar. We have three calendar types here, namely 24 hours, night shift, and finally standard. These are categories from the base calendar. This is what we discussed in our previous lessons. We can select any calendar here, so let's select a calendar. Let's select the standard calendar here and then click OK. Now we have assigned a calendar to a task. In the next lesson, we are going to discuss setting work times, vacations, and holidays for our project.